Greetings and salutations, this is Vespasian and his trusty sidekick. Say hello, trusty sidekick.
Hi.
And today we are going to be showing you our Viking general, the overall Jarl in command of our Viking armies. Basically, as you can tell from the figure you see in front of you, I was really bored Christmas afternoon. After arguing over who gets to build the big Lego dragon and all that sort of stuff and who gets to watch the DVD box set first, I lost both arguments. I ended up playing with my Vikings, as you do, you know, when you're bored on a Christmas afternoon sort of thing.
No, I never had that.
No? Well, you never get bored on Christmas, do you?
No.
You're always full of fun, exciting things to do on Christmas, aren't you?
Yep.
Yeah, all I get is a box of figures. I mean, that's Christmas. Anyway, I was bored, so I started designing a general for my Vikings. Having just watched Star Wars, I had a few ideas, and I started playing around with the figures that I had, and I wanted to do something a little bit different for my general. You may remember from my Celtic army, I have a general who is stood about to decapitate a Roman prisoner.
Yep.
Which is quite a nice little figure. Which was just two figures left over from the box, and they've ended up being the centerpiece of my army. And this guy here is basically the Viking general, and he is strangling a disgusting, filthy Saxon warrior, probably trying to find out where the scrolls are hidden on board the inside the church, and he's strangling the guy, although I don't know how he can actually answer while he's being throttled. Never tried to talk while being throttled by a evil, merciless man, but I'm sure you can't get many words out. So there you go.
On Star Wars he did.
Yeah, he also put his arm up to stop himself hitting the wall as well, so I reckon he was faking. I don't reckon that's true. I reckon it was like actors. I don't think it were real. So I'm just showing off the figure that I've made. The hand that he's using to strangle the guy with is out of the Dacian box, and it's one of the open hands that holds the Dacian wolf's head. The wolf's head standard.
Oh yeah.
I had a spare one, so I cut it off and I stuck it on this. I cut the Ulfbert, which is the sword, off of the pointy hand, and I took another arm which was aiming in the right direction and stuck the Ulfbert onto the other arm, which makes it a nice little... So he's still holding the Ulfbert. Every Viking general has to have an Ulfbert. Well, if he's rich enough anyway. I mean,
Yeah.
I should guess they would. Yeah, everyone would have an Ulfbert. I dare say every Saxon king would probably have an Ulfbert as well, having at some point to be king, having killed a Viking, who owned an Ulfbert. And given that the Ulfberts didn't snap or break, they tended to hang around for a long time. Kind of Excalibur-like. Although Excalibur broke, as we discussed in the last video. So it wasn't
like half an hour.
Yeah, it wasn't Excalibur.
Yes.
In the end of the story that they threw into the lake, it was actually Tin Thathy Waggy, whatever the Celtic name is. What do they call the sword?
A sword.
No, I can't remember the name of it. Anyway, it wasn't Excalibur that was thrown into the lake in the end. But that's a different story. We're not doing King Arthur, we're doing Vikings and Saxons.
Which is King Arthur, really.
Well, if King Arthur was written by the Honourable Bede, then yeah, I suppose it is. But that was written late, way after the Viking invasion times, wasn't it?
Well, yeah, but...
Was that 11th century, 12th century?
Probably 12.
12th? Right, so 1300s, is that right?
Maybe.
Yeah. Anyway, who cares? I know I should look this stuff up before talking about it, really. But I'm just basically showing you the general. He has the Raven standard behind. You can see this nice little Viking here has the Raven standard. And this is the Viking himself. He has a wolf cloak, which you can see, and you can see the Saxon's got quite an expensive jacket on. He may not actually be a warrior leader. I reckon it's probably something to do with the town. You know, he's got an expensive coat on. It's got a bit of embroidery on it, but it is covered in mud, so he probably has been fighting. And now the Viking is strangling him to death.
For no reason.
For no reason, yeah. I'm also not using one of the typical Viking commander's helmets. I'm using this one because it looks particularly evil. Because this Viking guy is hard and tough and evil and stuff. So, there you go. Yeah, I'll mention another couple of things on this video. I have gone over all my Vikings with a cloth undergarment, cloth, what do you call it?
What? Call what?
What do you call cloth jacket? The armoured jacket, leather jacket.
Leather tunic.
Tunic, yeah, but it weren't tunic. What is it? Jerkin? I'll go with jerkin. My wife says jerkin, I'm going to go with jerkin. Any more takers on jerkin?
No.
No, right, so we're going to go jerkin for today. Just
I'm trying to think of something smart, but my brain's not working.
Basically, underneath the Hulberg, they wear a padded armour. And that enabled them to have additional stopping power when having things thrown or stabbed at them. This guy here, who is a medium infantryman, actually he's a skirmisher. This guy, he's got a throwing axe and some javelins, if you see the javelins. This guy here has a padded jerkin, and I've painted it. It's the normal Dark Age figure, but I've painted the jerkin over his actual clothing, as if he's wearing it over the top. And all the Vikings have that. All the unmailed Vikings have that, and I'll explain it later. So here they all are. They've all got the slightly lighter coloured. Some have got light brown, some have got white, to show that they've got enough money to hire someone to clean their clothing for them. Although Vikings were very fastidious, they did clean their clothing quite a lot. They were very cleanly people. Contrary to popular opinion, they used to wash their hair every day, which is very nice.
What in?
Whale fat, I think. Yes.
Oh,
which they use
nice.
which they use as soap. Yes. Very
Smelly.
clean people, but not very clean. Fishy smelling. Very fishy people.
You especially what the Germans used to wash theirs in.
Yeah,
I think I know where the term fishmen came from.
Yeah, Germans used to wash their, according to the Romans, the Germans used to use bear fat. So that meant they were quite clean people, the Germans. They also washed, these are Germans of course.
What? Bear fat?
Yeah,
Very
bear
clean.
fat. And they would wash themselves in bear fat.
And I want the 21st century person ever going in the time machine to bear fat times.
Yeah, so the Romans met them and said, "Oh my God, you stink! You absolutely smell! What's that smell? There must be a German here." Whereas the Germans wore perfumed clothing with rose petals and things, and they smelled very nice, and they washed in oil, or used olive oil and things like that to mix perfume in and rubbed it on, and it was very nice, very nice. And then they smelt a German and went, "Oh my God, it smells like a rotting bear!" It's a bit like living with Chewbacca, really. Quite smelly and stinky, probably doesn't wash very often. But yeah, so that's it. So that is our new Viking commander, and I thought I'd do a little video showing him off, and I'm quite proud of him. It took quite a while to make, and just there he is. Let me know what you think of it. Please subscribe and
leave a like and comments down below for any Q&A questions you have. Questions, not like thank you and very good and stuff.
Well, they can still say thank you and very good and stuff, but we're not going to read them out because that's silly.
Yeah, it's not a question.
Yeah. And thank you to all our new followers. We're now up to 120 followers, so thank you very much for that.
Awesome.
Yeah, you're very nice people, and we've always said you're very nice people. I've never said anything bad about you, and always try and be nice with everyone. Vikings all the way. Right, so that's it. That's the end of the video.
Thank you. Vikings now. Yeah, what?
Bye.
Bye, and thanks for watching.